I am only drinking water this evening.
Yes, I'm so sure that it is water in that cup of yours.
It really is. You don't only put water in this thing.
Okay, but what's next to it though? Can't confirm or deny, Senator.
There it is. Hello, Mrs. Q. Hello. Brian, our favorite featured cruiser on Like Post. That was fun. Josh Crothers, so very dry. You don't shake gin, Pam. It bruises it. It really does.
So
you stir gin.
Jason and I are both drinking gin. I have made an Empress cocktail with just a little raspberry sauce, Empress gin, fresh squeezed lemon juice, and some club soda.
Where did you get into gin, Haley?
I was just going to say, I'm like, Pam, I got into gin by being associated with Jason.
On the martini bar on the Solstice, right?
It is. I was drinking pretty much straight gin, too. It was just gin and a little bit of lime juice. That was all I was drinking.
All right, Josh. We are going to end this debate right now, Josh, once and for all. It is the allure of the seas. Allure. Not the allure, the allure. Thank you.
Because you think of, so I see why people say allure, though, because you also say like illusion, right? Illusion. I mean, I know it's not with an A, but
yeah, you would say you were alluring.
It has the same "lu" though, too.
I wouldn't say you were alluring. I would say you're alluring.
That's true. That's a good point. So there's a celebrity 25th anniversary martini with gin. But is this like a dirty martini? Because I'm not an olives girl.
Thank you, Cruise Life Rick. Allure. It's not that big a deal. Allure. Allure.
Yeah, I know. I say allure of the seas, but.
Yes. Well, guys, welcome to our after hours. This is a far more casual,
relaxed situation.
I've got the Olympics on in the background, so when the swimming goes live, we might have to like take a break and watch us hopefully win some gold medals. Yes, the 25th anniversary with gin. Oh, I think I had that, Pam, but I think it had too much vermouth in it. I think it's too much vermouth.
So when Jason gets vermouth, this is his glass. Hold on, this is his glass, and he just the bottle and goes like this. So it has an essence.
I hate vermouth. Ugh, I hate it. Hate it. Ugh, it's awful. It's way too reminds me like a pickles. Like it's too vinegary. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It just kind of has like a repugnant flavor to it. But we're not here to talk about.
That is so. Wow, that's a strong word to use.
Repugnant.
Yes, when talking about a cocktail.
Oh, vermouth is repugnant. Oh, I just cannot stand it. Gin Grand. Oh, I did have that, Pam. It is good. I think the Grand Marnier and the champagne is a nice little addition to a martini. I will try that again in a week and a half, but we will get to that.
I will say, Jason, I am a huge fan of some of the new drinks that Royals rolled out. The passion fruit spritz. Mm-hmm. That was my drink of that cruise.
I'm also glad that they now have a drink that requires a cucumber. And they brought back Hendrick's. So, yours truly, I don't think you saw me anywhere without Hendrick's in my hand. Sometimes it was Hendrick's soda and a cucumber. Sometimes it was just Hendrick's.
You did almost like tear up a little bit on that first day.
I did. We were up at the Viking, old schoolers call it the Viking Crown, but yeah, Rick, I'm telling you, so people always say they want to be like Cruise Life Rick, but what they don't understand is Cruise Life Rick is actually becoming more like Jason Poole. So maybe it should be like Cruise Life Jason. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas. Okay. I'm just thinking, the last cruise we went, the next couple ones with Mr. Sankata. I'm just saying, just throwing it out there.
So is it because he's copying you? Is that why he was also in the gym on the cruise every morning so he could, be like Jason as
That's funny. That's funny.
Oh my goodness.
It's funny. That's gonna make me. That's funny. Pinball pools. Pinball pool. Maybe I don't think I told you that story, Haley, about pinball pool. We will have to.
I will need to hear that one. Is that an off the air story?
No, not really. Let's discuss some travel first.
So we're not a complete disorganized mess today. No. We did create a couple slides. So there was some travel news, but not I felt like not huge news this week, but we do have some slides. And since this is an after-hours show, everybody, tag into the comments. This is a bit more of an open forum. But before we get into the topics, Jason, we had a question of the day that I think was actually really great. Anne asked it. She says, I have several cruises booked next year. I want to make sure I am fully covered during these crazy COVID times. Which yearly insurance would you recommend purchasing for pre-cruise days, cruise, and anything that could happen?
So this is a great question, and I get it all the time. I personally am not the biggest fan of yearly policies, only because my trips they tend to be a little bit more on the expensive side. Okay. So the yearly policies often have depending on which one you get, often will have a maximum yearly coverage for cancellation of 10,000. I've seen some as low as 5,000. I've seen some at 15,000. So if you are booking celebrity rooms in the retreat, if you file a cancellation, your policy. So let's say you have a yearly policy, and it has a $10,000 maximum yearly cancellation coverage. If you file a claim for a $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 trip, and you have another $6,000 or $7,000 trip later in the year, you are no longer fully insured for that next trip. Now, the medical stuff is great because the medical is per trip, not per year. Okay? So if you're mainly concerned about a yearly policy for medical expenses, the yearly policy is really good, and Allianz has it. But if you want some trip cancellation protection and you do expensive vacations, a yearly policy is not always the best avenue to pursue. Does that make sense?
It does, Jason. And thank you very much for answering that. Now, as we get into topics, guys, we do actually have somebody cruising right now. Mr. Jarvis is on the what, Jason?
Jarvis is on the Allure of the Seas.
Doing the test cruise. I'm super excited. He's already done a broadcast, so make sure you follow him here on HAPS. We'll also throw one of his broadcasts in the group so you guys can catch that as well. All right, yes. Jason. Now, Bill is trying to cramp my style here, but here's a bit of news. Delta Airlines.
This just came out an hour ago. So great news if you are a Delta fan. They are extending their statuses for everybody through January 31st, 2023. And that includes if you earn status in 19, 20, or 21. So bravo to Delta doing this. I wasn't sure they were going to do it.
Looks like we have quite a few Delta fans here because, better matters.
Yeah.
And I think that I also saw another news article in the hospitality world because I follow a ton of hospitality publications. They're hiring 5,000 people right now to try to keep up with this demand that's been rocking and rolling. Okay. So I think that's great news. I'm excited because with the rollover and the accelerator, I'm about to hit platinum medallion because normally I'm just gold. So
hey, I'm over here just excited to hit. What am I going to hit?
Silver.
Well, so that is an interesting topic, and we will get to it.
Yes, we are. Jason, I didn't make a slide for it. This is after hours. I'm sorry. So, Jason, let's just tag onto it.
Okay.
Is loyalty status for an airline worth it?
Yeah. So I was, in full disclosure, I am somewhat of a recent convert in thinking loyalty to an airline matters. I used to believe you should just find the least expensive flight with or the best time and should go with it. So, I mean, within a set parameter, right? Like, so I used to always do either like Southwest or JetBlue or Delta. Like, I kind of tended to stay with those three. And but especially Nashville to Fort Lauderdale, Southwest has nonstop, and it's like dirt cheap. Okay, like it's really cheap. But in full disclosure, I've even told you this, Haley, in conversations with you and with some other Delta fans who will go nameless that say I pick on him. I have really started to see there is benefit to having status with one of the three legacy airlines. For like international flights, right? Don't get me wrong. I mean, if you have status with Southwest, get the companion pass, like it's fantastic, right? And you get, you're an A-lister. Like, I mean, even some of the non-legacy carriers, their status is good. But he says two. I think there's three large legacy carriers, right? United, American, Delta. I think there's three. There's three. And so I have really seen from you and other of my other clients and friends the benefit of getting some loyalty. So I have a bunch of trips coming up, and I am just all Delta. I'm gonna hit status. I think within the next week or two, I'm gonna actually hit silver. I might hit gold this year, and I am kind of I am kind of excited to hit some.
I get it. I need a drink.
Wow.
So, Jason, as you're getting dragged in the comments over here, I used to early on be a price conscious person, young family at the time. I didn't start taking airline loyalty seriously until I started traveling for work.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, as I assume that's common, right?
Yeah. And I've sampled all of the legacies for work. There's one that I definitely don't care for. And I just found that there was less hassle, better flight options on Delta. And especially now that I have my medallion status, I like the little perks of my luggage. I get up to 75 pounds allotment. I'm about to go to a convention.
Yep.
I've got stands, I've got backdrops, I've got signs. I'm not worrying about luggage overage. And, if I bring booze back from a cruise or, something, I'm never worrying about, oh my God, is my bag going to be over 50 pounds? I like having that sky priority access. And I think I talked about this on another broadcast when we were flying home from Paris last month. After you got through immigration to get back on the plane to come home, Delta had a sky priority security line, and that saved me a ton of time. I could have potentially missed my flight if I was in the other security line. Like, it's just, it's little things. And, I think there's always little mishaps that can happen. But, I had this issue on one Delta flight a couple months ago. My seat got moved that I had pre-selected with my husband, and they ended up pushing me up. It was on a CRJ, so nothing special, to first class, which is just the one row. But I got a little survey, and they said that they were giving me 2,000 sky miles for my inconvenience. Like, I wasn't even expecting anything.
How many sky miles?
Like 2,000 sky miles. Like, just
okay.
Just here's 2,000 sky miles. We're so sorry about the inconvenience. It's just the little things.
No, yeah. So I'm excited. I've kind of changed my tune, and call me old fashioned, but I like picking my seat. So
do you drink old fashions?
I think they're too sweet.
Okay.
It's the orange bitter. I think they're too sweet. So David asked on YouTube where you should be watching, where everyone's commenting. We are live on Haps. You can download the Haps app on the Android store or the Apple App Store, or probably just haps.tv, make an account. And
yep, you can go right on a browser and watch as well. Keep in mind, if you are watching, because this does multicast, it goes to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, it goes to your Twitch. If you're commenting and watching from one of those, your comments will just be a pinch delayed. So if we don't touch on it, there's a chance that we haven't seen it yet, or something of that nature. So I think it was a great discussion, Jason.
Yes. So I am. Yeah. Hey, Eddie, I have one devout follower that watches me every time I'm on Twitch. One.
I give you so much crap for it too.
One.
So we're going to take a little dive here into some controversial-esque topics, guys. Okay. And we all want to know, this is a safe space to a degree. No bullying people. This is healthy conversation. Okay? Europeans are not happy that the U.S. is still upholding the Trump-era COVID restrictions. This is exactly as it's been reported on multiple.
That just so we're clear, that's how the Europeans are reporting it. The Trump-era restrictions. Yes. I do. No, you go first.
Oh, okay, good. I'm ready for it. So I understand the frustration because we can go there.
Yep.
But I think what it comes down to for this administration that's currently in office is the vaccinated percentage of your population, especially with this Delta variant, running rampant. Because if I recall correctly, France is only about 50-ish% vaccinated. And I think the slower rollout in those countries is playing a huge factor in some of these restrictions still being in place. That's my take on it.
But how many Americans are vaccinated?
This is true.
50%? I mean, how many Americans are fully vaccinated? Half?
What is that number? Let's look that up.
It's half.
I think I'm also a pinch in a way because like New York State we're over 70%. I'm living in a very like different world even than you. Let's look that up. Right. I'm gonna look it up.
Here, so the New York Times says total population of the U.S. fully vaccinated is 49%. 18 and up is 60%. So that's the New York Times. So,
but I think does that also factor into the demographics though that are actually traveling overseas though?
I mean,
this is very touchy. This is a touchy topic, guys.
I think it's so I will say my clients who by very definition of them being clients or travelers, almost all of my clients are vaccinated. I have a handful of people who are not vaccinated. And they've called me and they've asked me about going on a cruise, going to Europe, what does that look like? And I've told them their experience on the cruise is going to be very different than what they saw me doing on the Celebrity Summit 2 weeks ago. Like, it's going to be a very different experience. And you see Royal Caribbean is making people who are vaccinated wear a wristband. If you're not vaccinated, you have to wear it. So basically you have to have a wristband or a mask, right? walking around. You're not allowed in the pub. You're not allowed in the schooner bar. You're not allowed, to do the quest or areas in the casino. I mean, you are literally not even a second class citizen on Royal Caribbean. I mean, you're like a third class citizen. I mean, you were in your room, or you're in one deck of the dining room, or it can be out by the pool, and that's it. So I haven't run into the issue a lot with my clients, but I think it goes back to the demographics of people who do travel. And so yeah.
Let's see here. I'm reading some comments. I was expecting more tea in these comments tonight.
But look, I mean, the people who watch us are, for the most part, travelers. Like, I would love to know the percentage of people that have an active passport who are vaccinated.
That is true. And speaking of passports, here's a quick reminder. If yours is coming up on expiration, it's taking 12 weeks for expedited and 18 weeks non. So
yes, I agree.
Just a heads up. Yes. Everybody make sure you do that. So I think it's just going to all depend on, kind of like Eddie said too, is the people that are traveling, that vaccinated percentage. It's just more of a headache if you're not, to travel in general.
I agree.
And I think that's actually going to lead great into this next topic, Jason. France has introduced vaccine passports for a variety of venues. This is for like the Eiffel Tower, Versailles, restaurants, museums,
concert venues.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm okay with it. I live here in New York. I have my little Excelsior pass on my phone. I have never had to use it, but I'm personally okay with it. And what was really interesting is when they announced this, because they were trying to get a boost in the people getting their vaccine faster.
Yep.
The day after they announced this, 3.7 million people registered for their vaccine.
Yeah. So I'm of the opinion, I don't think the government should force people to get a vaccine. Like, I think there's some rights as like a human to decide your own medical decisions, right? I'm totally on board. You might even say I'm pro-choice in this matter. But going to a concert, going to a bar, going to the Eiffel Tower is not a right.
Yep.
And I am tired of the unvaccinated people holding the responsible members of the human race who can get vaccinated hostage. Right?
Yeah. And there's always going to be exceptions to the rule. There are some people that truly, honestly cannot get this vaccine for different medical reasons. But that is the point of herd immunity on this. So I don't want to see that comment either tonight.
Right.
But you're right. And that's kind of how it feels. And there's a lot of people, like we saw that woman screaming on the Adventure on Instagram.
Not the Freedom.
About she tested positive for COVID and she had to get off in Nassau.
I thought it was Freedom. But anyways, I thought it was Freedom.
Maybe it was. I mean, it was Freedom. Sorry, I misspoke. But she was screaming, it's her right, it's this. And I think
because the Adventure out of the Bahamas requires a vaccine if you're of age. So it's only the Florida cruises who are, because of Governor DeSantis and his, which is crazy. I never thought I'd live in an era where I saw a governor of his party tell a business how to run their business, but that's totally another discussion. But the cruise lines are pushing back, right? Like Norwegian is not sailing out of Florida.
No, they're not budging.
And so what's odd is Celebrity keeps their wording is very, I don't know what's going to happen. Celebrity in the last few days has changed their wording to after August 1st, all people who were eligible for vaccines must be vaccinated to sail on Celebrity cruises. Like, I don't know how that's going to fly in Florida unless they're just anticipating continuing to win some court cases.
So we have a question here, Jason. Tony's asking, what are your thoughts on millennials that are against vaccines but want to cruise and travel? My stance, and I think this has been yours too, Jason, you got to play by the rules if you want to play.
Look,
I'm in that millennial generation, and I was waiting for that first opportunity to stick me so I can go back to some form of my life.
Colleges, universities have required various vaccines for decades, right?
The SUNY schools in New York, the state SUNY schools, State University of New York, they're requiring it.
Yeah. I mean, just like you have to get, I mean, there are a variety of vaccines that are required to go to universities across the country.
I mean, here's the letter I have for Olivia's schools. To go to middle school, she's got to get her Tdap.
Yep.
Right here.
No.
She has to have it.
No.
Gosh, no vaccine equals no travel. Exactly. Traveling is not a right.
Not a right. It's a privilege.
It's a privilege. And it's a service. And it goes back to the no shirt, no shoes, no service mentality, in my opinion.
Yes. All right. Well, good topic on the France. I'm glad that wasn't
a good topic. I'm flipping to the next one as we stay on this topic. CDC is recommending masks to be worn indoors in hotspots. I just got the notification today. I'm heading to a trade show. I'm exhibiting in Dallas next week, and Mask Up is the email I got today. They are requiring masks at the convention center in Dallas. I mean, I foresee myself personally traveling with a mask on hand for a while, especially even flying, even when it's not required anymore. People are kind of gross and don't know how to cover their mouths and wash their hands. So I actually don't think it's a horrible idea. But, I think that makes sense. Like, I even had my mask with me in my purse at all times on the adventure, even though everybody was vaccinated for the most part, in case I got in an elevator where there was, it was a little closer than I felt comfortable with. I knew I was going to be traveling again after that very shortly, and close proximity, it just felt better.
Pam brings up a good point. I often post vacation have like the travel crud for a couple days. Because if I'm on a cruise, I'm probably not eating the best. I'm probably not drinking enough water, except for on the summit. We joked on the summit. We have never drank more water in our entire lives. Pam, do you agree with that? I mean, there was water everywhere. I've never drank so much water on a cruise in my life like I did on the summit. But to Pam's point, I've now done 2 cruises since things have opened up, the Adventure and the Summit. And I have felt fine when I've come home. No sniffles. No, I think I caught something. And I do think being in the airport, being on the plane, wearing a mask has contributed to that.
Oh, I know. I mean, I was that person. I will never forget. I was on a cruise with, I think it was that Sailing with You that I was on with Olivia. And we were in the Windjammer washing our hands at the little hand wash stations. They're there for a reason.
Right.
And watch somebody walk right by these after there's people at the door being like, please wash your hands, please just walk right by. And I'm a very vocal person about that.
I might have called people out in the bathroom on cruises for not washing their hands.
Oh, the bathroom's the worst.
I'm like, you forgot to wash your hands, dude.
Yeah, like it's so gross.
It is gross. People are disgusting.
So. They really are. So I have one more topic for us to debate this evening, Jason, and everybody, please feel free to jump into this because I covered this on Instagram yesterday. Would you travel to go see the Olympics, be it summer or winter? We want it in the comments section. Would you do summer or winter? And I'm going to list off the next 5 locations, and you can also tell us which one you'd be interested in. So winter 2022. It's hard to believe that we have one literally coming right up again.
Next year, yes.
Is in Beijing. The summer 2024 is going to be in Paris. winter 2026 is going to be in Milan. And then summer, I'm counting this out, 2028 is supposed to be in Brisbane.
Oh, Emmy typed it before you knew it. Brisbane, she didn't need the list.
So I'm not going to lie. I literally texted Jason the other day. I was like, Paris 2024, Milan 2026. And Jason was like, both, question mark, because you and I have talked about this.
I mean, the Olympics are on right now. Swimming's about to come on, so we have to watch. Hopefully, us win some more gold medals this evening. I'm obsessed with the Olympics. Right? I mean, I have a special watch band that I wear during the Olympic season.
Josh called it was 2028 is LA, and then 32 is Brisbane.
Right. I love the Olympics. Right. I have watched it since I've been a little boy. I'm obsessed with it. I love the Olympics. I would love to go. I'm also a big watch snob. Omega has an Omega house at each Olympics. Ooh. Where they like, I mean, I don't even know that I could get in. I'm not like, I've even asked the people in Nashville, like, hey, could you give me a ticket to the Omega house if I wanted to go? And they were like, we would try.
I don't know. That's something I've always wanted to see. Like, I actually originally had it in the works to take.
We talked about it because I was like, I'd love to go to Tokyo. We talked about it.
I have a little swimmer, and I thought, how cool would that be for her to turn 10? Because she would turn 10 at the Olympics, like you know, because her birthday's late July. And I just think that'd be a cool experience. And then when I looked ahead and saw like Paris and Milan on the schedule, I was like,
I think that would be. So I would love to do Olympic. I mean, I think it'd be great. I mean, I think even Beijing. Josh just heard of Beijing, but I think Beijing would be cool. I really do. I mean, I know they're not the best country for human rights and everything, but I still think it would be amazing to go to Beijing for the Olympics.
I have a lot of aspirations to now Asia, not gonna lie. So
summer or winter?
So I like both.
Okay, which one's your favorite?
Tend to prefer, I think, winter a little bit more because I do love the swimming in the summer. And I will watch some gymnastics, but other than that, I'm kind of.
So I love swimming. Okay, swimming is my favorite. Don't worry, hon. It's on.
It's on.
It's on, hon. It's just semifinals right now. It's just semifinals.
It's not for a medal hunt.
We're not for a medal. If it is a medal, I need someone to text me so I can like turn around and watch it. But it's just semifinals right now. Like I am watching it. I like winter better. I
love figure skating. I love hockey.
Yes.
Even like I'm not even a skiing fan, but I kind of enjoy watching some of those quick downhill, you know.
Oh, when they added the 4 skaters just racing downhill together, like utter madness. But it's fun.
I also get a kick out of watching curling.
Oh my God. Let me tell you, when the first time I saw curling was, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago at a Winter Olympics. I became absolutely obsessed, right? Like I actually signed up for a Nashville curling league because I wanted to play curling. It just fell apart. It never happened. Like I love curling. I could watch curling. Like it was there for a while. It was on like CNBC nonstop, and I would watch curling all day.
Guys, I'm gonna call it now. We're gonna do a group trip to Milan for the Winter Olympics, and I'm gonna have to decline cocktails with somebody and be like, I gotta go watch curling with Jason.
Oh no, like Emmy, I'm not making fun of it. I love it. Like the winners buy the losers the drinks. And like it's considered honorable to like forfeit instead of playing it all out. Like there's like the house, like oh my God, like you have like blocker. I really like curling. I really could talk about curling. maybe I'm a Canadian at heart.
Maybe. I say I love the hockey. So my father actually, he's like, I can never go to another Olympics because he actually worked the Olympics in Lake Placid, and he has a couple hockey pucks from the U.S. Soviet game and the U.S. Czech game, like pucks that went over the glass, and he's like, I don't think I can ever watch anything better than that moment.
No, I agree. And you brought up a good point. It's the only sport you can drink while you play.
Curling, everybody.
Curling. I mean, I guess I would argue maybe golf, right? Because golf is not an Olympic sport.
Well, skateboarding is not an Olympic sport, and let me tell you, those replays look terrible.
Was this the first year skateboarding was?
This was, and surfing was a first
surfing.
This year.
And isn't there like a climbing is a first this year?
I don't know. I looked at the list of the sports the other day, and I'm like, what?
No, I love it. I love the Olympics. I didn't get to watch Tom Daley from Team Great Britain win his. I watched it today, like all the replays, and I was just like.
Did you see the clip of his son watching it? So him and his husband or significant other adopted a little boy.
Yeah.
He's maybe 2.
Oh, yeah.
And he saw the replay. Like he took a video. His spouse took a video of the son watching the replay, and when it cut over to see him like congratulating and whatnot, he's like, "That's my papa. That's my papa." And I was like.
So I have a very minor personal Tom Daley story.
Ooh.
I was on the Allure of the Seas, the Allure of the Seas.
Coming up today.
Years ago, I'm getting off the ship in Cozumel, and it was Tom Daley. I see him like walk towards the ship as I'm leaving, and I was like, "Was that Tom Daley?" I was like, "No, it cannot be Tom Daley." So I get on Instagram later, and I see the Royal Caribbean Instagram account put up a picture of Tom Daley diving from the Aqua Theater. And I was like, oh my God. So Royal Caribbean, if you remember, they did like a whole series of like the Olympic athletes came aboard a ship and like raced on the zip lines at Labadee. And they like did figure skating. So it was great marketing. So I was like, oh my God, that really was Tom Daley. So whatever, wish I'd said hi, whatever. So that night, leaving the show, and I'm in the elevator, and at the last second, Ian Thorpe, the torpedo from Australia, and Tom Daley walk in the elevator at the last second. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. And so Tom Daley is the last one in. The elevator shuts, and of course he makes a joke about being fat because he's like, "I hope the elevator door doesn't hit me because I had too much at dinner." I'm like, "You're an Olympic." So I was like, I wanted to like say something. I don't know what to say. And this was like 2014, 2015. So I was like, I don't have to say. So as I got out, I just like tapped him on the shoulder and was like, "Hey, good luck in Rio." And he was like, oh my God. He said, "Thanks, mate." And I was like,
so yeah. And then we got Lewis all thirsty in the comments over here.
So I have tapped Tom Daley on the shoulder in a lift on the Allure of the Seas.
Wow. No, that was so sweet. And that dive, let's be honest, that was beautiful. It was beautiful. I
thought the Chinese dive was good too. Like I mean, they were both really good. So it was great. I've watched Tom Daley for years. This is one of the only athletes I will root. Nothing I root against America, but I will root for him.
Are you gonna go back to your like true, pilgrim roots here, venturing to sea, going back to the crown?
You'll be back soon. You'll see.
That's why you play when Tom Daley's up. Yep, I'm British right now.
Oh my goodness! But it was great. I mean, it's been amazing. I mean, this is the most open LGBT athletes we've had in the Olympic Games. I mean, it's the march of progress moves on.
Oh yeah, and especially who's the figure skater? Why am I drawing a blank right now?
Talking about Adam Rapon?
Yes, thank you. It's nice to see a lot more representation, I think.
A bronze medalist, Adam Rapon. Yeah, I told you I'm really into the Olympics.
He really is. What was it? I will never forget when I was on Oasis. God, I think it was almost 4 years ago because it was during the Olympics. I was watching figure skating on board, and you and I were just texting about figure skating.
Yes,
the whole
I stayed home to like watch it. Like I love the Olympics. Like absolutely love it. I mean, I had a friend who lived in Nashville who was a figure skater, and like we hung out a bunch, and like he was shocked at how much I like knew about figure skate. Like that's what he did, but like I knew the people. And so funny story, this is after hours, I can tell the story. We were drinking one night at the club, and he was like, yeah, like I know Adam Rapon. He's like, I could text him right now if I wanted to. And I was like, what do it? He's like, well, since he become famous, he doesn't answer texts anymore, but I have his phone number. And so he like text that Adam Rapon like from the club. It said delivered, but he never texts back.
So Pam has a great idea, Jason. Book a suite on Celebrity and then just hang out in the retreat and watch the Olympics.
So Pam, it's interesting you say that, because one of the closing ceremonies of the Olympics. Anybody want to look this up? I should know.
I'm looking it up.
Closing ceremonies. Sunday, August 8th. Okay, so it will work. So I am boarding the Celebrity Apex out of Greece on Saturday, August 7th. So I will get to watch a little bit of the Olympics while in Greece in the retreat.
That's lovely. So David Neal says, I'm the Michael Phelps of not knowing who any of the athletes are in the Olympics. You know, that's something I keep thinking. Like, I love watching the swimming. Like, that has been our thing. We've been watching it every night. And I miss Michael Phelps. I miss him in the pool.
I mean, yes. Speaking of the pool, we haven't gone yet. Okay, you guys keep us up to date. You know, with the timing. But I do want to watch us try to win some gold medals tonight.
Rick has just been stirring the pot in here this evening and dragging you.
That's all he does. He picks on me non-stop.
It's probably because you're gay, you know.
Are you saying like Rick is a homophobe?
I think maybe.
That's what I heard.
Word on the street.
Word on the street. He hates homosexuals. But yeah, so to answer your question, to bring it full circle, yes, I would travel to the Olympics. I would love to do it. Like, I truly think, not just saying it, I think we should totally do it.
I'm not touching that. That's the problem, Rick. Therein lies the problem.
Moving on. Any other slides, Haley?
I know. That's actually that's all the slides that we have for this evening.
Well, that's perfect.
We're going to wrap up this after hours show so that we can go watch swimming. Remember, guys, if you want to join our travel group, it is todayintravel.live. That'll take you to the Today in Travel show on Facebook. You can search that way as well. This is a collaborative community. Please add in any questions you guys have. Post some of your travel favorites.
There's perfect timing. The women's 200 just started.
Perfect. So, all right, guys, we're going to wrap this up because it's going to start. All right, Jason. Join the group, guys. This has been our after hours event. We will see you later.
Bye, guys.